and you'd be able to get more done with that PC email versus the one that you really want to send. The one you really want to send. And welcome back to the Angry Teacher. I'm Richard Williams, the Angry Teacher, and today we're going to be looking at how to respond to emails. Sounds simple, but there's a lot to do, a lot to think about. Hang around, we're going to learn today. And welcome back to the Angry Teacher. I'm Richard Williams, the Angry Teacher. If this is your first time here, thanks for coming by. I want you to become a part of the family and go with us on this journey, so hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you can always keep up with what's going on in this crazy channel. With that said, if you've been here before, thanks for coming by again. You know I love y'all. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. So, I'm humble. You know, you're sitting at work and then you're teaching, especially with COVID, you're always in front of your computer, and then you hear the sound of emails populating in your list. So you kind of, and I leave mine up so I can hear it, so I know to respond to it. If it's something important, if it's a kid who has an issue, a parent has an issue, or an administrator trying to tell us something, because that's the only way we can communicate. Normally, on a regular basis, when we're back, you know, when pre-COVID, I would not respond to emails a lot because I'm teaching. I'm standing up away from the computer, I'm at the board, and I'm doing all this stuff. I'm moving around with my kids. So those were, you know, I try to check at least twice a day. Sometimes the second one doesn't happen. So if I go in the morning and I check, if you sent me something after, you're gonna wait till the next day because buddy's busy, buddy's teaching. So in any case, these are 5 things to think about when you're responding to emails, all right? And some of these I really have to practice a little bit more because everybody knows I'm hot-tempered. So sometimes I kind of go off on the handle, but now I'm learning to kind of calm down and do number 1. Step back, process, get the info that you need, and then respond. When you get an email that's caustic and something that you didn't expect, or you thought was inappropriate for you or disrespectful to you, kind of sit back, push it away, walk around. It's this running joke with my teacher friends at work. If I get something, I'll go take a walk. I'll figure out, how do I respond to it? Was it valid? Why would they say this? How do I respond without losing my job? Stuff like that. So you kind of have it sit for a while. If it's something that's urgent that you have to get back to the person, like ASAP, my ASAP would be, you know what? You're going to have to sit for a couple hours, if not a day, because I still need to calm down. The way you approached it was wrong. So I need to figure out how I'm going to approach you. So let it sit and then you respond. Get all the information you need. Look at the grades for the kid who's complaining. Look at the behavior of the kid who the parent's complaining. Look at what you can do. Do I really have to go to another PD that this administrator is sending me to? Look at the dates and all this stuff. Get your info together and then you respond. Do not just do it right then, because then you might make a mistake that you can't fix. Okay? Number 2, once you've gotten the email, once you've responded to the email, after you've given it some thought, put it in the gradebook. Make notes so that if anything comes up later, you already have your documentation. So, and even if because the system we use, we can actually type it into the gradebook. If you don't have that capability, write it down somewhere. Make annotation, make documentation of your situation, because you don't want people to come, well, you said and you sent this and you did this on such a date. I'm like, nah, well, I didn't even have you on that day. You weren't in my class that day. So you're lying right now. So, document all your communication. One thing I'm getting better at, and it's so vital, is to be cordial and non-committal. Do not, in an email especially, do not commit to okay, then I'll go ahead and change the grade for you, or okay, you can come in and we'll talk about it. Just say that, okay, I'll get back to you when I've researched the topic a little bit more, if I've figured out, if I feel up to it. Use a lot of ifs, a lot of conditionals. When the building gets back to normal, then we can have this discussion. Don't commit to something, because at that point you might think that you're there, but then you're not really ready for that response. So be cordial though. I appreciate your concern. I'll have the counselor look into it, and it plays out better. And especially if you're non-committal, if there's a conversation that happens later, you can say, well, I never really said that. I never really said I was going to do this. I just said if this perchance happens, or if this were to happen, I would. Okay? By all means, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for the next Angry Teacher video. You know it. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it'll be out. So make sure you check that whole weekend. You can entertain yourself and you can learn something at the same time. And come on, leave some comments so we can have a conversation. Now, I don't know why, maybe this is how 2020 is going. A lot of the tips here responding to aggressive emails from others. So if anything, number 4, type it and just have it sit. And once again, with my teacher friends, we've been known to contact each other. Listen to this for me. What part can I take off? Which part sounds disrespectful or sarcastic? Can I take that out or whatever? So we're editing each other's emails because we're tired of all the stuff going on. A lot of kids are taking advantage of the situation. Parents are taking advantage of the situation. Administrators are taking advantage of the situation. And so everybody's acting like they don't know what's going on. So we're typing up the stuff. Just have it sit for a while. Look it over. Have someone else look it over. Like I said, for number 1, walk away. Walk away, talk to someone, do something else, and then come back. And your mood might be different because now you're reading it. The tone has changed. You're reading the email differently. And so you want to edit. So you take stuff out, you change words, you move stuff around, and it might sound a little bit more cordial. It might sound a little bit more PC, if you will. And you'd be able to get more done with that PC email versus the one that you really want to send. The one you really want to send. Oh, if we could say some stuff and do some stuff as teachers, but we can't. So we got to be cordial and play the game. So have it sit. Move on and then come back to it. And lastly, number 5, don't wait too long to respond because it looks like you don't care enough. You may not, but it looks like you don't care enough, but it shows that you are a professional and that you want a resolution to whatever the issue is. If they're sending you in a PD and you don't really want to go, you can wait till the last minute to respond, but within 3 to 4 days. Don't make it be too long. If a parent has a concern, don't let it be too long. And like I've said in several other videos, after you leave work, when you've determined on the time to not work anymore, don't do it. Just stop. Because I'm learning that's one of the things I'm learning this year. I used to, whenever an email would populate and come on my phone, I would try to, just since it's on my phone or whatever, but I'd be working up until 8, 9 o'clock. No, I'm done with that. If I say, by 3 o'clock is my cutoff time, if an email comes up, if a kid, Mr. Williams, what did you say about at 4 o'clock? You won't get an answer till the next day. Hopefully it's not an emergency, which I don't think it's life threatening at this point. So I'm doing something else now. I'm moving on with my life. I'm doing stuff for other people. I'm just not going to respond to your email until I go in the next day, especially if it's not my planning period. Now with COVID and this distance learning, there's some kids who are emailing me while we're in the same period, while we're in class. Even though I'm teaching. Now you hear me talking. When did you plan for me to respond? Mr. Williams, I sent the email. Yes, child, but I was actually teaching. We were looking at the document that you should have been looking at instead of typing an email to me. So, and I have plannings this year. My planning period is in the morning. So, if I don't get to it again, you're going to have to wait till the next morning, sweetie, because I am off the clock. Or I'm teaching after your period, your class, I'm teaching another class. When do you want me to find time to sit down and respond to your concern about whatever it is? So, don't let them abuse you and your ability to instruct through emails. Some emails have become abusive. So right now, just don't give it more than maybe 3 to 4 days. Don't wait too long, because then they'll say, well, it's too late now, and then it'll continue. So just figure out how you want to address the system based on the amount of time. And those are my, light tips for now for how to respond to emails, and let me know if they work, let me know if they don't, let me know what else I could do. And like I said, I'm getting better at responding to them, but I could always learn. The Angry Teacher is always learning. All right, so hit me up in the comments below. We'll have a conversation. Thanks for coming to class today. As usual, I need you to go out there and be great. Hey, let's just go out there and teach.